I don't know whether you guys know, Google has launched a operating system called Chrome. Now, instead of trying to explain it in words, they actually hired a cartoonist to illustrate, I think, a 60 over page long comics, basically to explain how the operating system works. Just went through the comics and voila, within 10 minutes you have an idea, a pretty good idea on how the operating system works. Versus you go through 1,000 page of menu to try to understand how the thing works. So visual is really powerful, right? And you can use it in any which way. And it's getting widely more and more, people looking at different ways of using visual elements. Now, surrounding. If you look at the surrounding we have, when we look at maps, we're going to go somewhere, or telling people where you are. Same thing, what is map? Map is actually a way for people to know where you are, to locate yourself. Even like, the diagram for circuit board. It's, at the end of the day, even the engineers, the programmer, need to visualize what they're doing. Right? It cannot be just 0 and 1s. Now, even CNN is using Google Earth now. Why? Because it's so effective that immediately they can zoom down to where certain things are happening, whether it's weather report or some disaster happening. Yeah? This is the thing you see every week. Even this is visual. Can we explain what is $10,000? Now, even if you translate this into the world that we live in, right? Whatever items here equals how much, right? Who is the one who defined that? Who says a Van Gogh or Picasso painting is worth $5 million? Who says that a fridge is, $500? Okay, so somebody has determined that and then link whatever they're trying to sell us to a figure. Okay, so again, from our point of view, right, instead of fearing the numbers, we must try to understand them, to decipher, the visual language, because they are our friend as well. You must understand that. Okay, he contributes about 50 designs a year to change the Google logo, and he works full-time for Google. And this is his only job. Sure, right? Good, right? I mean, okay, you may think that, so what? What's the big deal? Do you think that? Why? What do you think is a big deal here? Yeah lah, Google, but what's the big deal of a guy that changed the logo every week? And then some of the design you won't see again, but some you see yearly lah, for a few days. What's the big deal here? Tell me.
The job is easy, I guess.
The job is easy, therefore it's big deal.
I mean, only doing the design and everything, and he can live on, I guess.
Yeah, he's being paid very well for the information. He's like, one of their valued employee. So what? That's all. Being paid well, he can live day by day, that's all. That's the big deal.
And also, everybody will see his design.
That's right. Okay, the fact that, he does just a small, or we consider one of a thing that for Google, but it's being seen by how many people a day? Right? Millions and millions of people. So now he's kind of like a celebrity. Okay, how many of you has read this magazine? One. Walao. Only one. Okay, how many of you knows about this magazine? Don't know. Okay. This magazine, it's very interesting. It came out, I think, slightly more than a year. Is it? Something like that, right? you can't really place what this magazine is really about, but it's about business and it's about design. It's about creativity in our life. And this is the same guy who created wallpaper. It comes out every month. Please try to pick it up from the newsstand. Okay? Very few copy always in the newsstand, but try to pick it up. And he'll do the usual magazine layout, So what is inside is a lot of world politics affair, business ideas, business story, and on top of that, they have very strong fashion spread. That means they will do fashion. Okay? And at the end of the magazine, there's a comic book attached. Every issue, which you can pull out. So you can compile the comic book separately if you want to. Now, this is not what is fascinating about this to me, is that he has since then, he has started Monaco channel. Meaning, if you go into the website, you register as a member, you will have an exclusive channel dedicated to business, fashion, and design activities around the world, which many of them are personally interviewed by him. So he acts a bit like Oprah, you know, you interview people. And he also hire journalists and newsmakers to report news. So he's blasting a channel over the net. Now, in the long term, what I'm seeing is that he could develop into his own cable channel if he wants to, because he's already accumulating. Now, every time he interviews somebody for the magazine article, he will at the same time say, "Oh, can I film you as well?" So he's collecting both archive of news article and film footages. Now, another very interesting thing that he has been doing is that he has started working with various designers around the world to create his own branding. So this bicycle here is actually a Monaco bicycle, their own branding. So they work with the best bicycle designer. The bags are very popular. They work with a bag maker Portal, and they have a perfume which they work with Comme des Garçons. Right, all branded under Monaco. Okay, so you see what he's doing is he's trying to create his own perfect little world, which is I call CNN meets Muji, because what he's doing on the journalism side, having his magazine, having his media and all that, reporting about world affairs, is giving his standing within the business and political world. Right? He already has a place, but to start a shop, at the same time to create his own merchandising, he's effectively starting a mini Muji. So what he's doing is that he's merging the media world and the design world into one brand, which is what I've been talking about during the Rojak week. Right? To get all of you to come together and work together with each other. Somebody's already doing it, but of course he has 500 million to play with, right? But still, he has to make money from this. Okay, the shop that is the first shop that he has launched is in London, and so the plan is to subsequently, after London, possibly New York, Tokyo, and all that. So he will have little shops like this that sell exclusively his magazine and his products.